Yeah, hi Swathi. Let's start with the self-introduction.
Yeah, hi Ashok sir. Good evening. Myself Swathi, and I have overall of 3 years of experience, and my relevant experience also same. At my current company, I have been working since 3 years. During this time, I have been involved in couple of CRM projects. I do have good experience in CRM customizations, and I have good knowledge and out of the box functionalities as well. I have good experience in doing CRM customizations, writing plugins, workflows, JavaScript, and business rules, form design, field creation, dashboards, views, and so on. And my roles and responsibilities are daily. I do have sync up calls with my team lead and manager, and we discuss about requirements and take up tasks. I will work on assigned tasks and provide updates to my team lead via email by the end of the day. Let me summarize my skill set. I do have good experience with Microsoft Dynamics customizations like implementing plugins, workflows, business rules, JavaScript, field creation, form design, and so on. And I do have experience to work with Power Platform like model-driven apps, Power Automate flows, Canvas apps, and basics of Power Portals. That's my self-introduction.
Okay, fine. Can you just explain about your recent project?
I have worked at the recent project is the hospital management. I have involved I have created the custom entities like doctor appointment, leave details, and hospital staff, patients, and so on. And I have written the business rules, workflows, plugins, and JavaScript on the requirement basis, sir.
Okay, so you have to focus on the functional part, not on the technical part. So మన ఛానల్లో ఒకటి ఉన్నది like how we have explained about the hospital management. There is a video how to explain
Okay,
about the project and all. You can refer that and you
okay,
can
sir.
go through. So in the CRM, like how many form types are there in the CRM?
There are three types of form types. That is main form, quick form, and quick create form. Main form is in main form we can do customizations. We can design the form. We can add fields, subgrids, and subgrids, sections, and tabs. And coming to the quick create form. um, uh, Quick create form is used to create the records without going to the main form. In parent records only, we can create the quick create form. First, we have to enable the quick create at the entity level. Coming to the quick view form, quick view form is used to view the parent record information in the child records. And this is non-editable, and this is only for viewing purpose.
Okay. And do you have experience with the JavaScript?
Yeah, I do have experience, sir.
So how much do you rate yourself out of 5?
Out of five, I can rate up to four, sir.
Can you just explain about the steps how to implement JavaScript and
Yeah, in
the steps how do you add events and all?
yeah, first of all, in Notepad we have to take the basic code, and we have to change the function name as per our requirement, and we have to implement the logic as per our requirement, choosing the get and set syntaxes. And we have to load the web resource into the system with a type script, and we have to go to the required entity and open the main form, and go to the form properties, and we have to upload the web resource, and we have to add the events in that with the required one, just like on form, on save, or on the field chain. And we have to save and publish, and we have to go to the CRM and check that that is executing or not. If it is not executing, we can check using try and catch blocks and trace logs in the developer tools.
So how do we do the debugging?
By using trace logs, we can do, and by using debugger keyword within the try and catch block.
Yeah, fine. So the basic template and all I have given it for you to simplify your work. So you should
Oh,
not highlight in the interview. You have to
okay.
continue from there. We just implement the code as per the business requirement, then load into web resource, then add events. That is
Okay.
how you
Okay.
have to answer. Okay.
Okay.
And what is the importance of the business rules in the CRM?
Business rule is the out of the box component in which we have to implement some business requirements uh, based on business requirements without going to the JavaScript, and it is the no logic code way used to apply logic on the forms and data. And we have actions on the business rule like set default values, set field value, and set visibility, uh, show and hide, add business required, and as add business required, add recommendations, and so on, and show error messages also.
Okay, fine. So, what is the importance of the scope?
Scope, and we have three types of scope in the business rule, that is all forms, specific form, and the entity. If we apply the scope as all forms, it will be applicable to the all forms, and it will work only on the client side. And if we set scope as a specific form, it will work only on the specific form only. It also will work only on the client side. If we put the scope as an entity, it will work on both the client side and the server side also.
What is the major difference between the business rule and JavaScript?
Business rule and JavaScript, that is JavaScript is, it is a custom logic, and it is used for client side validations. Coming to the business rule, it is a out of the box components, and it is also client side validations. The thing is, the one which is not possible with the business rules, and we can go for the JavaScript only. First preference we have to give for business rules only, because that is no code logic. We can, which we cannot do with the help of business rules. At that time we can go to the JavaScript.
So, is there any other difference between both?
Other difference is actually business rule, JavaScript will work only for client side, and business rule, if we set scope as entity, it will work both for client side and server side also. That is the main difference between
Yeah,
JavaScript and business rules.
yes, correct. And do you have experience with workflows?
Yeah, yes, I have the
And
experience.
how many types of workflows we have in the CRM?
There are two types of workflows. One is a real-time workflow, and the other one is a background workflow.
What is the difference between both?
Real-time workflow is also known as synchronous workflow, and the background workflow is known as asynchronous workflow. In background workflow, wait condition is required. We can use wait condition, and in real-time workflow, we cannot use wait condition. And in real-time workflow, page refresh is not required. It will reflect the changes immediately. In background workflow, page refresh is required to reflect the changes in the system.
Mm-hmm. Fine. So let's say I have a requirement. So
Okay.
on the creation of the account record, I have two workflows. One is
Okay.
synchronous, one is asynchronous. One is
Okay.
real-time workflow, one is background workflow. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm creating the record. It is on the record creation. Okay.
Okay.
So if the real-time workflow is getting failed due to some data issue or something, so
Okay.
what will happen? There are two questions here. What will happen with the record creation? Do we get successful record creation? And the second question is, what will happen with the background workflow? Will it trigger or not?
The first question means if the real-time workflow fail means the record creation will not, the record is will not created and it will roll back. If it roll back means background workflow also will fail. So it will not get success.
Okay. And what if in case the real-time workflow is success, the real-time workflow executed successfully, but background workflow is getting failed due to some unknown reason.
Okay.
So in this case, what is the answer? So what will happen with the record creation and what will happen with the real-time workflow?
The real time workflow, the record is created. Why? Because first real time workflow will execute. At the time background workflow start execution, the already real time workflow is executed successfully and the record is created.
Okay, so while you are creating the workflow, what are all properties do you see on the workflow creation page?
We can see scope of the workflows, and if it is in a real time workflow, mm, we can see what that is on the run owner of the workflow, or we can use the that is login user or context of the workflow, and we can see the entity and so on, sir.
What is the importance of the scope?
There are four type of scopes: user and business unit, parent-child business unit, and organization. If we set scope as user, the workflow trigger only for the records created or updated by the owner of the workflow. If we set scope as business unit, and the workflow will trigger only for the records created by or updated by the business unit users of the owner of the workflow. If we set scope as parent-child business unit, the workflow will trigger only for the records created by or updated by the uh, parent-child business units of the work owner of the workflow, as well as the child business units. If we set scope as organization, it will work for across all the organization.
Okay, fine. Let's say like I have a business rule and I do have the JavaScript as well on the
Okay.
same on the one of the entity form. So which
Okay.
one will trigger first?
First, JavaScript only will trigger first.
And what is the reason?
And the reason is first to execute business rule, it want to convert into the JavaScript files, and JavaScript it will be converted in less time compared to business rule, because it is already in the JavaScript form. So it will trigger JavaScript will trigger first, then business rules.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So let's say I have a requirement. I wanted to set one of the field as a read only by using JavaScript. So what is the
Okay.
syntax that you use?
Read only form
Yeah.
read only form context dot get control of field schema name dot set disable true, or if it is true, we can set to read only.
And I wanted to get the current logged in user GUID.
Current
So
login.
user
Okay.
GUID, how can we get by using JavaScript? What is the syntax?
That is current logged in user, sir.
Yeah, current logged in user
Ah,
GUID.
GUI. Okay. That is xrm dot utility dot uh, get global context of user settings dot user ID.
And if I want to, let's say I have opened the one of the account record and I
Okay.
wanted to get the current record GUID, how can I get it?
By using form context dot data dot entity dot get ID.
Okay, fine. So, so what are all the methods available in the XRM.web API?
xrm dot web API. Retrieve and retrieve multiple.
What else are there?
Uh, that's all, sir. Retrieve and retrieve multiple.
Is XRM.web API is a synchronous method or asynchronous method?
It is asynchronous method, sir.
How can we make it as a synchronous?
We can convert it into synchronous by using async and await primitive keywords.
Okay, fine. So do you have experience with like as a developer, what are all the tools you have used in your project?
The tools I have used is a plugin registration tool and XRM toolbox and Ribbon Workbench and PowerPan extension.
So do you have experience with the ribbon workbench, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So what is the difference between enable rules and display rules?
Enable rules is used to set the visibility for the client side, and the display rules are used to set the visibility at the server side. Both are used to show and hide the button based on that some conditions.
Mm-hmm. So let's say I wanted to identify the form type. Generally, we will have the different form modes, right? Like
Yes,
create,
yes, yes.
read only, and update. So by
Mm.
using JavaScript, how can I get the form type?
There is a syntax to identify the form type, that is form context dot UI dot form type. Mm.
Mm-hmm. And let's say I have a requirement. You just need to
Okay.
explain about the execution modes, like an account entity, and save of the account record. I have the JavaScript, and I also
Okay.
have the workflow, and I also have the plugin, and I also have the Power Automate flow, and the
Okay,
same
sir.
event and record creation of the account.
Okay.
So can you just let me know the execution sequence? Which one will trigger first, and how is the sequence?
First, I think it will trigger the JavaScript, sir.
Mm-hmm. Then,
Uh, then it will trigger the real-time workflow. Then it will trigger the plugins, and next I think it will trigger last Power Automate flow, sir.
okay. So do you have experience with plugins as well?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So how much do you rate out of 10?
Out of 10, I can rate up to 7 or 6.5.
So do you know about the plugin pipeline stages?
Yeah, there are three plugin pipeline stages. There is pre-validation, pre-operation, and post-operation. Pre-validation is nothing but this is done outside the main operation and before the security or privileges check or out of the box functionality checks. And if any exception occurs, uh, any exception changes any changes before the exception, everything will get success in case of pre-validation. In pre-operation is nothing but this execute before the data is saved at this server, and if any exception occurs, and the changes made before the exception, everything will get rolled back. And coming to the post operation is this will execute after the data saving into the server, and if any exceptions occurs, the changes made before the exception, everything will get rolled back.
Can you just give some examples?
Examples, I have no idea, sir.
Mhm. Okay, fine. So what is the importance of the filtering attributes in the plugin?
That is, filtering attributes is used when an event is triggered on the update only. When a particular a field is changing only, we are using that filtering attributes. On update of the field only, we have to use that attribute.
Okay. What is the importance of the images concept in the plugin?
Images is used to capture the record data before or after update. And there are two types of images, pre-images and post-images. Pre-images are used to get the pre-values or the current values. And the post-images are used to get the updated values.
Hmm? Let's say I have a requirement here. So I do
Okay,
have
sir.
the plugin and the account creation. I have the account entity and an
Okay,
account record creation. I have the plugin. And
okay,
so inside that plugin, sorry, an update of account. Let's say I'm updating the account email ID. As soon as I
okay,
update the account email ID, I have to update all child records, that is contacts email ID as well. In the contact
okay,
entity, I have a common field. Like common field is like account, the customer email ID or the company email ID. It has to reflect same as the account what we updated. So I
Okay.
implemented this by using plugin. So I have
Mm.
the two users. So if I log in with the user A, the plugin is working fine without any issue. But if I log in with user B, the plugin is getting failed. So what could be the possible reasons and how can we resolve?
Mm. The reason is it may not have right to see that, sir. That means it may not have the security rules. I think so.
Security roles for the user B is a.
Yeah, yeah, I think so, sir.
Then if
But
the
I'm not
person
sure.
doesn't have the security role, how can we fix this issue? I wanted to make it work for all the users.
Uh, okay. In case of plugin means that running user context, that means plugin impersonation, the topic is there. In the running user context, we can replace with the system. And that means it will act as a system user. At that time, he can see that.
Okay, so is there any, what are all ways are there to impersonate the user inside plugin?
There are three ways to impersonate a plugin. First way is in the by default it will be the calling user in running user context. If you want a particular admin user, we can set that admin user. Other way is we can set the system user. The system rights will act. And the third way is in the service factory organization, we have to create null. That means no security roles. That means the system security roles only will apply, or otherwise the particular GUID we can pass at that person GUID security roles only will work.
Okay, uh, fine. So I have an requirement here. So I'm setting
Okay,
the
sir.
one of the lookup field by using JavaScript. So I have implemented JavaScript and I'm setting the one of the lookup field dynamically by using JavaScript. But the issue is when I when I see the data in the UI, it is showing like a no name. Let's say
Mm,
on the contact entity, I have the account lookup and
okay.
account entity, I have the name like let's say I will take account name as Ashok Dynamics Technologies. The name is
Okay.
there. But if I'm
Okay.
setting the lookup by using JavaScript, it is showing like no name. What could be the issue?
Mm, I'm not getting that, sir.
Okay, fine. Like, can you just explain about one of your recent requirement where you have implemented the JavaScript?
Mhm. Yes, I have implemented the JavaScript on update of the parent on one of the field update of the parent records. It want to update on all the child records also. I have that requirement.
Hmm. So how did you implement? What is your triggering event?
And triggering event is for suppose in the customer information entity, and I have updated one field that is phone number, just suppose say, and in the power bill that is a child entity. In the child entity also, if on the update of the on update of the customer information, I have to update the power bill customer in power bill also. I have to update that customer information phone numbers.
So what you have to do, these are for our learning purpose only, not a real-time projects. So
Okay.
real-time project related information you have to highlight, like a healthcare or the insurance project related. So we have
Okay.
implement some JavaScripts there as well, right? Like show and hide the buttons based on the
But
current logged in users. So those things
okay.
you can highlight. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And like how many plugins you have implemented in your career?
I have implemented up to 6 or 7, sir.
Can you just like explain about one of requirement where you have implemented plugin? What is the business requirement?
The business requirement is on the doc in the hospital management project. One of the entities the doctor appointments on if on the combination of a patient and doctor. If the patient is already booked or in the confirm or pending status, and if he is again trying to book, and we have to restrict the appointment creation.
So what is the triggering event for this plugin? Like a pipeline
Triggering
stage
plugin is a pre-operation, sir.
and event
Event is creation.
creation and
Oh,
pre-operation is.
yes, on creation.
Okay, fine. So do you have experience with the like a security concept in CRM?
Yes, sir.
What is the security model in CRM?
There are four types of security models, that is security roles and field level security and access team templates and hierarchy level security.
Okay. Can you just explain about each importance of each one?
Security is nothing but we have to we have to assign the security roles for the users, for any users we want. And coming to the field level security, if we want to restrict any field for the accessing, and we can apply the field level security. For configuring the field level security, first we have to enable field level security at the field level. That means we have to go to the entity and we have to open the particular field, and we have to enable in the field level security. And we have to open in the advanced settings and security and open the field level security, and we have to create one security profile. And after that we have to go to the field permissions, and we have to access the privileges for which we want, create, update or read, and click on OK. And there is another one, access team templates. Access team templates is used for entities. It does not have any security privileges. And access team is that means that the team template only it will act as a security role, sir.
Hmm. Okay, fine. So let's say I have a requirement here.
Okay.
So I have the account form, an account entity. I have the account main form. So I do
Okay.
have the three sections: section A, section B, section C.
Okay, sir.
So I have the two user logins, user manager and a normal salesperson. If I log in
Okay.
with manager, I wanted to see three sections. If I log in
Hmm.
with the salesperson, I wanted to see only one section. How can
Okay.
we implement this kind of requirement? How can we achieve?
We can achieve. There is one concept called form level security.
But I
Uh,
wanted
in,
to use the single form. I don't want to use multiple forms. Did you understand my question, right?
yeah. Only two sections have to visible for manager, and one section have to visible for only for salesperson. That's your question, right, sir?
Yeah. So if I log in with the manager security role, I wanted to see three sections. If I
Yeah.
log in with only salesperson security role, I wanted to see only single section.
Single section.
But I want to maintain only single form in the backend.
Single. Mm.
So we can do by using JavaScript, right? We have to implement a code to get the current logged in user security roles. Do you know
Okay.
what is the syntax to get the current logged in user security roles?
Yeah, that is xrm dot page dot get global context of user settings
Yeah.
dot security rules.
Then based on that, we have to implement. That should be your answer. Okay.
Yeah,
And
okay,
what
sir.
are all the privileges do we have in the CRM?
There are five types of privileges. That is none, and the user, business unit, and
I'm
parent-child
asking about
business.
the privileges, not the privileges levels.
Our privileges is create, update, uh, edit, delete, assign, share, append, and append.
What is the importance of append and append to?
Mm. Append and append to are used for the parent and the child relationship. And for parent, we have to give append to access. And for child, we have to give append access only.
Okay. And how many types of entities are there in the CRM?
And there are two types of entities. One it is a custom entity, and next, that is entity ownership. Are you asking, sir?
Yeah, entity ownership.
Entity ownership means that is two types: user or team, and organization.
What is the difference between both?
Difference between that what is the data involved in the user or team, that is it will have the security roles of that particular user or team. Coming to the organization, what is the data involved in that, it will have the full access of full access
Mm.
in case of organization.
Okay, fine. Like, do you have experience with the Power Apps concepts?
Yeah, Power Apps.
And do you know about the Power Automate flows?
Yeah, yes, sir.
What are all the connectors you have?
Connectors I have used is Dataverse, and integrate for integration I have used Google Sheets, and Office 365 for sending emails I have used so far.
Can you just explain one of your recent requirements?
The recent requirement is using Power Automate flow and JavaScript. I have to update one auto populate the service numbers. I don't know how to explain that. I have worked on it, but I can't explain it.
Mm-hmm. And how do we manage the errors in the Power Automate flow?
There is a scope concept in Power Automate Flow, and we have to take two scopes. One is for try, and one another is for the catch. In try scope, we have to do them. We have to write the main action, and in the catch one, we have to configure settings, configure run after settings, and there if the try block has failed, then it won't. Then catch block has to execute. We have to enable that setting.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to process the around 50,000 records in the Power Automate flow. So how can
Okay.
we process?
We can process by by enabling pagination, and by using the threshold property, we can process.
So how can we do the threshold property where we can set it?
In the settings, we have to enable the pagination and threshold, and there we can uh, there when we can indicate that number, which how many records we want. Based on that, we can get.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. And do you have experience with the Canvas app as well?
Yeah, I do have a little basics of Canvas.
What are all controls did you use in the Canvas app?
And the control we have used so far is labels, media, gallery, and horizontal one, and text boxes, and so on, sir.
And do you know what is delegate in the Canvas app?
No, I have no idea, sir.
Okay. And how can we handle errors in the Canvas app?
Handle errors.
Mm,
No idea, sir.
okay. And how can we, like, what is the difference between Canvas app and the model-driven app?
Canvas app is we have full control of design and the layout of Canvas app. And coming to the model driven apps, it is the auto generated based on the entities. And Canvas app is it will have connections not only Dataverse, but we can also use SQL Server, Excel, and so on. Coming to the model driven apps, we can use only Dataverse connection.
Mhm. Okay. And like, do you have experience with the PCF control?
No, sir, I do not have.
So how can we insert Canvas app inside the model-driven app? Is it possible?
Canvas app in model driven app.
Yeah, I wanted to show Canvas app inside the model-driven app.
I do not have ideas, sir. I have to explore that.
Mhm. Yeah, fine, Swati. So you're fine. Almost 80 to 90% is good. So wherever
Okay.
you're lagging, you practically check and
Okay.
improve. There are few scenario questions you did not answer, right? Check it
Okay. Okay.
properly. I will share this recording